Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are here this evening with a special interview for the eSports series. And today we have the pleasure and honor of having with us none other than Rae Smith and current Vice President of TTASA, Mr. Ashton Eligon. Welcome, Ashton.
Good afternoon, all. Thanks, Ray. Thanks for having me.
Ashton, thanks very much for making the time to be with us this evening. Really and truly what we wanted to try to find out from you is why did TTASA get involved in this initiative?
Well, for sure, when time is nothing with regards to motorsport. You know, anytime you're ready for an interview, you say it, I'm ready. And any member of TTASA management, I'm sure, feels the same. But the reason why we chose this initiative, a couple of reasons. One, it's a platform for the youngsters or the newcomers to motorsport, more so circuit racing, whereby it's an easy avenue, a relatively cheap avenue, because most households may have a PlayStation, and that's the basics that you need to start.
Yeah.
You know, some of the guys go, you know, with the fancy rigs and all that, and also it's an initiative driven from FIA. So and what a better time than during the COVID lockdown. But it's really geared for getting newcomers involved to the sport, the youngsters.
That's fantastic, Ashton. I understand that this is a championship that is being run at the moment, but the question now is whether or not this is something that TTASA is going to continue doing.
Without a doubt. You know, this championship will end on Saturday, tonight and tomorrow being the semifinals. And we have already had discussion internally that we want to make this a championship, just as how drag racing, circuit drifting has a championship. It's definitely going to be on the cards going forward. It's not that, and we don't want anybody to think that we're only doing this during the lockdown. And then when the Frankie Boudram International Raceway resumes racing, then it's going to fall off the bandwagon. Not at all. This is a one-ticket item that's be going forward. One of the initiatives that the TTASA management going to stand and continue. Just as how you asked that question, Ray, that was one of the questions posed to us yesterday by one of the FIA representatives during a meeting with some of the TTASA executives. Are we going to continue? And I just answered, yes, we're going to.
That's great to hear, Ashton. It's fantastic to hear that the FIA continues to remain so close to the TTASA and the ASN of Trinidad and Tobago in terms of this initiative and motorsports in general. So we're very, very happy to hear that. But one of the questions that comes up now is whether or not the Ministry of Sport is involved.
Without a doubt, yes. I mean, I listen to the coverage every night, and I keep hearing you welcome Miss Denise Blizzard.
Yes.
She looks at it every night since we kicked off last week, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And they're in full support. When I say they, the entire ministry, the sports director, Mr. Patrice Charles, sorry, he's in full support. He has spoken to executives and given us the assurance that the ministry is in support. Now, we're in the teaching stage right now. As you know, there's some glitches, some little issues during this first try at it. So we want to make sure we iron out any of these issues, glitches, and then we can go to the ministry and say, okay, this is what we want going forward. But for sure, they're fully on board.
Very, very happy to hear that. We do acknowledge Ms. Blizzard because we know that she's participating and paying attention to what's happening. So we're always very happy to have the continued support of the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs. Ashton, though, as we speak about the resumption of motorsport in Trinidad and Tobago and the fact that sporting activity is going to resume soon, how is TTASA preparing for the resumption of motorsport in Trinidad and Tobago?
Great. With the announcement of the Honorable Prime Minister last Saturday, the 22nd of June, going on is when sporting will resume. We have kicked off in the background, and now we at the site. We were there last week, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be there this weekend in preparing the track for resumption. We haven't given a date as yet because there's still a lot of work to be done. You know, just to give you an idea, you know, next time you see the drag racing track, you won't believe you're still in Trinidad, right? We have painted all the lines in the circuit track. We're going to do some repairs in the control tower. We also with the support, and listen to this, this is the initiative of the drivers and riders. They're coming out of pocket to repair all the curbing around the facility.
Yeah.
Of course, that's from a safety concern also, not only looking at aesthetics, but for safety concern, more so for the riders. So we're going to go up there to do that. We also, making sure the facilities are safe as possible. There's a lot of other items that we have on the back burner, and it's just a matter to get out there and start doing it. So come this weekend, we're going to continue preparing the facility, whether painting, binding, putting tires in the right areas, getting it ready for resumption of racing. Now, when we do resume racing, we will announce when. We have to be responsible, Ray.
Yeah.
Racing has resumed in the US with spectators left out. Mm-hmm. Now, it's easy to do that. Of course, there's a financial strain to doing that to the organization and also to the participants. So we have to work around that. We have some ideas where we could maybe mix and match. But at the end of the day, we must be safe. We must remain safe. We must remain responsible and adhering to the guidelines of the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Sport, and of course, the Honorable Prime Minister.
Ashton, thanks very much for sharing that information. That the fact that sport is being resumed, or the motorsport is being resumed, is welcome news to a lot of us in the motorsport fraternity. The reality, though, has to do with some of the disciplines that are going to be resuming shortly. And one of those disciplines is circuit racing, which is akin to what the eSport platform is about. Circuit racing is going to have the introduction of a brand new series called the Miata Cup. Can you share some information about that with us?
Definitely. Two of the big ticket items, the one which of course you're heavily involved in, and the other one is the Miata Cup. The Miata Cup series will kick off this year. We have most of the cars already on site in Trinidad. I've seen a few of them, and they're in the process of being outfitted with the roll cages and the right compound tires. And I think maybe it will go to the owners, and then they will paint it in whatever colors they like. But is a introductory class, much cheaper than let's say the Group 1 class, which I'm told anywhere in the vicinity of 150,000 it can cost.
Right.
The Miata supposed to be just about half of that price, so thereabout. And this is the brainchild of our good friend Ronald Workman. Of course, he's also the president of the Cartoon Association, and he's working alongside the TTASA management in making sure this happens. So it's another avenue, a lot cheaper avenue to introduce new racers to the organization, to the sport, which is very much needed at this point in time.
That's great, Ashton. We're very happy to hear that this is a new initiative that is coming out as well in the actual sport of itself, the Miata Cup, and that's something that we're looking forward to. As we get ready to wrap up, Ashton, do you want to say any final words in closing as it relates to the execution of the event?
Well, first I want to wish all the drivers going forward tonight, tomorrow, and of course the grand finale on Saturday, best of luck. We're happy to see such a good turnout. I've told 52. We stopped with an age bracket from young Alan Forbes, 16 years old, and Mr. Alcantara, 17 years old, right up to the older heads, Dr. Gopi Singh, Ryan Peru, a couple of the other guys, Brandon Steele, etc.
Yeah.
All the best to these guys. But you have our support. What we're looking at is your support. We thank the sponsors, Motul, Trap Speed, Garage Fresh, Trini Tuner, Renter Studio. We thank you, yourself, and your colleagues, Mark and Luke. Great job. We thank the officials, Debbie Nat, our competition chair, Dwayne Bodu Singh, the principal of Trini Tuner, and of course, Gerard Wilson and Mark. Again, Mark being the technical support. We urge the viewers, the members, non-members, to come on board TTASA, to come on board as a member for TTASA. There's huge advantages, right, that you can find on our WhatsApp group. Huge. It's a no-brainer why you should not be a member. And I will leave by saying, remember one thing, Ray, performance beat back all old talk any day, any time. This management is a cut above the rest, not because I'm part of it. Performance. You look at our track record, you look at what's been happening for the last few years under the leadership of Mr. Madden and the rest of the executive. And we hope to see more and more newcomers to the sport. Just as the E-Series that you're involved in, and the Miata Cup, we want to see more people involved, Rae. Right? But thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. On behalf of all the executive, we wish you guys all the best.
Ashton, thanks very much for being with us. We've been talking to Ashton Eligon, the Vice President of TTASA, speaking on behalf of TTASA and sharing some thoughts as it relates to what's happening in motorsport in Trinidad and Tobago. Very happy to have you, Ashton, and all the best to you as well.
Thank you. God bless.